All right, and welcome to our workshop, How to Pre-Position Roofing Buyers for Sales by Using Lead Nurturing. This is a hot topic right now, and I will tell you that very, very few roofing companies are doing this. So if you implement what we talk about today, you're going to be miles ahead of them, okay? And we're going to talk about that kind of stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Who am I and why should you listen to me? I am the Chief Marketing Officer of roofingsites.com. I am the author of the Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers. If you don't have this yet, I'm going to give you a free offer if you stay till the very end to get that into your hands, because every single roofer out there needs to have that book in their hands. It's the exact blueprint, by the way, of exactly what we do for all of our clients. 336 pages of gold nuggets right there. All right. I am a member of the National Roofing Contractors Association, the Roofing Contractors Association of Texas, and the Houston Area Roofing Contractors Association. We joined all of those to ensure that we want to help as many roofers out as we possibly can. I am the father of three. I have three wonderful kids. One that just started college. He is off to Texas State University in San Marcos, Texas. I have a sophomore in high school and a seventh grader. So they all keep me pretty busy. I had been doing search engine optimization since 1998 and really building websites since 1998. I first started learning how to get ranked on Yahoo. That really, really dates me. But when Google started getting more and more popular in 99, 2000-ish, I started learning how to rank my own sites and my eventually client websites on Google. And they have remained pretty much the leader ever since then. Random fact about me is I love to brew beer. I haven't done it in a while, and I can't wait we're in Texas right now, and it's beastly hot. It is beastly hot right now. So it is way too hot to be brewing beer. So I can't wait for the temperatures to cool down and for me to start being able to do that again. I'm on a mission to double the size of 100 roofing companies by 2028. That is my big, hairy, audacious goal. And I believe that we are well on track for that. All right. So enough about me. What we're going to go over today is a very small portion important portion, right? But a small portion for our roofing marketing system. This is a system that I've developed over the past 20 years that consists of 4 pillars. Reputation, because your reputation is the foundation of everything that you do. Reach, we want to make sure that we get in front of more people today than knew about us yesterday. Resell, you're 8 times more likely to get a sale from someone who has purchased from you before. So it just makes sense to have that in your system, in your marketing system. And then referrals, well, most businesses start out being built on referrals, but the larger you scale, the harder that actually is. I call this an evergreen system because as things start or stop working, right, in each of these pillars, then we just simply take them out and replace them with something, that actually works. And a great example of that is the Yellow Pages, right? The Yellow Pages 20 years ago was the place that you would advertise, that and radio and traditional media. Well, nowadays, digital marketing has taken over all of that. Yellow Pages has gone by the wayside. I think the last time that I saw an actual Yellow Pages, it was about half an inch thick. And so that's obviously not in our system. And it honestly has never been in our system. But Google and, this $1,000 machine that sits in everybody's pocket has replaced that. So that, again, that's why we call this an evergreen system, because as things stop working, we take them out. All right. So let's talk about how to turn every cold lead into a potential sale, right? Imagine that there was a world that when people called you for your services for help with their roof, that 1, you picked it up, somebody picked it up, and 2, that you actually were able to make that sale, right? What would happen if that actually happened, right? I guarantee that's not happening, because we do see things with even our own clients as we onboard them, the amount of leads that they follow up with, right, is nowhere near what it should be. All right. So that's why we need things like lead nurturing in place of this. Every ignored lead is a missed sales opportunity. This is just a no-brainer, right? So, but the problem is that there are tons and tons of y'all that as people call, you might be busy with another customer, might be after hours, or you just might plain be too busy to be able to pick up the phone. Well, the problem with that is that as people call you, okay, and you don't pick up, they immediately move on to the next roofer immediately, right? And their job, right, is probably going to be to call 2 to 3 roofers to get them to come out and give them estimates. Well, if you're not one of those 2 to 3 roofing companies, right, that actually pick up the phone, then you're missing out on a lot of opportunities there. Okay. And from what we see from a lot of roofers, especially the smaller roofing companies, because you don't have a team in place to actually do all of this stuff, and you don't have the budget to hire somebody to do to pick up phone calls and to follow up with sales and all those kinds of things, right? What happens is that what we are seeing is 1 out of every 10 are actually of those calls are actually getting answered. Okay. So that means that 90% of those people that are calling you that want your services are going somewhere else. They're going to your competitors. Okay. So this is a huge, huge problem. The other problem that we see a lot, right, is slow or no response to cold leads at all. Okay. Slow response, meaning that if someone fills out a form on your website and it takes you a day to 2 days, possibly up to a week to get back with them, that person again is long gone, right? And so, we've got a meme here, right, from The Office. The prospect said she was interested, called back 16 times with no answer. That's exactly what happens. Okay. And in fact, I was told, actually my operations manager, Ross, was told by a client, hey, these leads aren't calling us back. That's not how sales works, right? Right. You have to call them back. You have to follow up. You have to follow up. And the latest statistics from Harvard Business Review is that you have to call back at least 16 to 18 times. Okay. So if you're only calling back once, you are losing out dramatically. And this is exactly what I was just talking about. According to Harvard Business Review, only 16% of leads are answered in 5 minutes or less. Right. And so I've got a meme here that says that moment that a prospect tells you they went with your competitor. Well, that's because you didn't follow up fast enough. You didn't follow up enough. Okay. So the solution in our mind from a marketing standpoint is lead nurturing. Okay. So we can mix a little bit of sales in with marketing, and we can help you guys out on the sales front here. Okay. So we've got the meme here. So you're telling me we can attract leads instead of chasing them? So that's what lead nurturing really is all about. Okay. Lead nurturing is making sure that people know, like, and trust you, right? That's how people do business. That's how, if you envision a sales funnel, a marketing funnel, right? They've got to know you first. They got to know that you exist. They got to like you, right? Enough to give you a call. And then they have to trust you enough to actually hire you to work on their home. Okay. All right. So let's get into the nitty gritties, right? We understand that lead nurturing is the solution, right? So how do we actually do this? Step number 1, you got to install a CRM. What's a CRM? CRM is a customer relation management system, right? The software. In our industry, the most popular ones are AccuLynx, Job Nimbus, Service Titan, and our own, the Appointment Machine. Install one of these. All of these systems can do exactly what we're going to go over here today. Okay. So that's the very first step. Just install the software. That's basically just setting up an account and going there and choosing which one that you want to use. All of these have their strengths and weaknesses. Okay. But the basic functions of a CRM is that 1, it's got to collect the contact information. Okay. So if someone calls you, that phone number should be in your database. Okay. So that when you do talk to that person, you can fill out the information. This was Susie Smith from College Station, Texas. Okay. And here's her email address. You would add that in. But if they fill out a form, they would probably fill all that information out and it would automatically go into your database, right? Your CRM system. All right. So whatever that is, just make sure that you have a CRM set up in place and that your forms all flow into that. Anything and everything. Like, for instance, the Appointment Machine, when we set that up for our clients, it sets up we set up forms on their website. We set up a chat feature, right? So that as people, ask questions, then it automatically goes into the appointment machine. And we set up call tracking numbers, phone numbers that sit in between your website and your actual phone number. Okay. So when someone calls that number, they get put into the CRM as well. Now, a couple of advanced features that it has is that it hooks up into Facebook and Instagram. So when you get DM'd there, when people reach out to you via any of those social channels, it goes directly into the system. Okay. The other really big part too that's come along in the past year or so, Google Business Profile, it used to be Google My Business. When someone reaches out to you there, it goes also into the CRM. And so it provides a centralized place for you to manage all of your communications. Okay. So when they reach out to you, then you can get back to them in one singular place instead of having to remember, oh crap, what was my login over to Google Business Profile? Or, oh man, okay, I've got to go over to Facebook now. It all comes to one place and you can do all of your communications in that one place. That's the advantage really of a good CRM. All right. Set it up, buy an account, right? Set up your sales staff, your customer service. All of those people should be in the same place in the same software. Once that's all set up, then we can move on to the step number 2, which is setting up your lead nurture campaigns. All right. So the 2 campaigns that I want you to set up here, and by the way, this is all in, I believe it's chapter 16 of my book here. Okay. You can go to the book and get every single bit of these. Once you get the book, you can get the resources and download these and just copy and paste them into your CRM. All right. But we're going to talk about 2 different, lead nurture campaigns. This is what we call a missed call text back campaign. Okay. And it is made up of a couple of different things. First, not a couple of different things. 2 simple messages that go out via text message, right? So when someone calls, you're on a roof and you don't take that phone call, this message campaign goes out to those people that called. Okay. Most people have, are calling from mobile phones. Okay. So we can assume for the most part that they have text message capabilities. All right. So the very first one in on the column on the left, you see the timing, the name of it. This is just basically what we're going to name it in our CRM. And then the message that actually goes out. Okay. So the first one you can see goes out 30 seconds after someone calls and you miss it. You miss that phone call. And it says, hey there, sorry we missed your call. How can we help? Keep it simple. Okay. You notice it's very small, very short, very to the point. Keep it simple. That's the biggest part about text message campaigns, in my opinion, right? People try to make it too fancy, add all these emojis and all that kind of stuff. Leave all that out. Keep it as simple as you possibly can. Keep it conversational is the other part. Okay. So if you notice in that message, hey, we missed your call. How can we help? Okay. That's something that you would probably send out, hopefully, right? Something super simple because you're busy and it goes out. If they don't respond back, okay, within the next hour, then another one goes out. Hey there, this is your company name, right? Obviously you're going to replace that. So I'm going to replace that with, this is Chris with roofingsites.com. I missed your call earlier today. Is there something I can help with? Again, notice that it is very simple. It's very to the point. It's conversational. Okay. You don't need to get fancy with this type of campaign. And by the way, this is it. 2 messages that go out. And on the 1 hour one, we've got an if statement in there that if they did respond, then that's going to end that campaign. If they did not respond, then we're going to send this one out. Okay. And by the way, the system is also notifying you that, hey, you need to get back with this person. Okay. Super, super simple, super easy. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay. KISS simple. The next campaign is what I call a know, like, and trust campaign. We talked about this a little while ago. Okay. Is that people need to know, like, and trust you before they do business with you. Okay. So this campaign, again, is simple. I did add an emoji in here because we're doing this via email. This is assuming that someone fills out a form on your website, okay? Fills out that estimate form. And this is the message that goes out immediately, okay? Welcome to roofingsites.com. Hey, Chris, thanks for reaching out to roofingsites.com for your roofing needs. We're thrilled to have you on board. A little about us. For the past 20 years, we've been dedicated to providing top-notch roofing solutions to homeowners just like you. Our commitment is to ensure your home is safe, secure, and stylish. Hear from our happy customers. Don't just take our word for it. Here's what customer's first name had to say about their experience with us. And this is where you would put a brief testimonial in. Stay tuned for more insights and a peek into our past projects in our next email. Warmest regards, Chris. Okay. Again, keep it simple. This is the first email that will go out. All right. This is the first email that's scheduled to go out. Again, it's just to get them to know you, at this point. Now, next one, subject line of glimpse of our roofing transformations. Message. Hello, recipient's first name, whatever your name is, Susie. We believe that seeing is believing. That's why we wanted to share some of our past projects with you. These homes received a complete transformation, ensuring both beauty and safety. Include a couple of photos of your past projects. For a deeper dive into our process and to see our team in action, check out this educational video link because you've got educational videos, right? Yes, hopefully you do. I highly recommend that, by the way. That's a whole different subject matter. This thing right here that sits in your pocket, there's $1,000 machine that sits in your pocket, okay? Put it to use, right? Hit the video, record button on it. Tell people how lucky that they are to work with you, right? How happy that you are to work with them. Those types of things, in educational video would be, hey, these are common things that we see every single day. If you have a drip coming through your roof, show a video of that, right? As you go out to job sites and you see these issues, make a quick educational video about it. Okay. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just make it quick, make it easy, and then put it in here, upload it to YouTube, and then put it in an email like this right here. Okay. So anyways, all right. So back to the email. For a deeper dive into our processes and see our team in action, check out this educational video link where we walk you through a recent project from start to finish. We can't wait to potentially add your home to our portfolio of success stories. Best, Chris. Okay. Or your name, whatever. Okay. So again, nice and simple. The purpose of this email is to get them to like you, right? The first one is no. This one is like. All right. Next one. Guess what the next one's going to be? Trust, right? Why you can trust roofingsites.com, right? Hello, Susie. Choosing someone to work on your home is a big decision and trust plays a huge role. At roofingsites.com, we prioritize transparency, quality, and your satisfaction above all. Educate before you renovate. We've created a series of educational videos to help homeowners like you understand the roofing process. Here's one. Specific topic, right? Choosing the right roofing material. Link to the video. More praises from our clients. Put another testimonial in there, right? And remember, we're here to answer any questions you might have. Feel free to reply to this email and give us a call at your company's phone number. Look forward to serving you, Chris, right? So obviously you're going to replace the things in where the variables are, okay? In a system, in a CRM system like ours for sure, you can put in the variables for each of those parts, okay? And like for instance, the phone number or the recipient's first name, you can easily substitute that. This can be an automated campaign that goes out. Now, one thing I kind of skipped over here, let me go back, is the timing of all of those, okay? So the first one goes out within 30 seconds. The reason for that is that, yes, they're going to know that this is an automated email. That's fine, right? Southwest is notoriously good at this kind of thing. And this is where a lot of people started learning how to do this type of thing, lead nurturing, okay? And these campaigns of know, like, and trust. Okay, so make sure that you're welcoming them, right? That they're seeing the transformations. This one is 3 days, okay, from the first time. You can adjust, you can play with that. You can actually test to see what is actually working and not working on the timing of that. If you notice that people are signing up with you right away, right? And just because of that first email, move this to 1 day, okay? So that they get this the next day. Whatever, you can definitely need to test on all of these things, but these are just general guidelines. Okay. And this one is 7 days. Okay. So 7 days out, right? Potentially they are, getting their roof fixed or maybe they're about to. And so therefore you want this type of a little nurture campaign to go into effect. Now you don't have to stop there because if, however, right, that they actually convert into a sale and you get up on the roof and all that kind of stuff and you're fixing the roof, you can now put them into a whole different campaign, right? That also instills trust in your process. Okay. So don't just stop at these two campaigns, the know, like, and trust and the missed text callback campaign. You can have a set of emails that go out or text messages that go out for every step along the way. And we highly, highly recommend that. All right, let's talk about the most important campaign. All right, these other two are pretty important. These are about moving people from not knowing, liking, and trusting you to actually doing business with you. Okay. The next one is really, how do you get them to come back? This goes into the resell portion of the 4R marketing framework. Okay. So real easy. This is what we call a long-term nurture campaign. All right. Step number one, you always want to lead with value. Education sells. As you notice in those other emails, right? We want you to do educational videos. Okay. We want education to be given out because you're providing value to them to actually open up your email still. Okay. So for instance, if we're in the winter and you're in the north, okay, you're probably dealing with things like ice dams. Okay. Educate your audience. I love a monthly newsletter in order to do stuff like this. Okay. If you're following our process, you're writing blogs every single month, right? For search engine optimization purposes. What better way to leverage those blogs, right? Than to actually send them out via your newsletter. This keeps you top of mind every single month as people open up your newsletter. Okay. And the other things that you want to put in there are your videos. Okay. We've talked extensively about those. Use this $1,000 machine sitting in your pocket and put it to good use. Okay. We're going to put testimonials, right? Because as you get testimonials, you need to be leveraging those things, right? And these are the good Google reviews. This is Facebook reviews, Yelp, wherever that you're getting good reviews, leverage those things, post them, all sorts of different places. This is just one of those that I want you to put them in this monthly newsletter, right? But as you get those, just simply put them aside, take a screenshot of them, and then we're going to send those out via the newsletter. Job photos, right? You're taking photos of every job site, right? Making sure that you have your sign in the front and the home in the back. That's how we recommend that you have that, because then no other roofers can come and take it. Plus it's branded for you and your company. Okay. So job photos, we want to leverage those to the maximum. We want to put them on our website. We want to put them in our social media channels. We want to put them on Google Business Profile. And last, we want to put them into the monthly newsletter. And then the last one are testimonial videos. If you're lucky enough, again, using this $1,000 machine sitting in your pocket, if you're lucky enough that a customer is okay with doing a video, let's leverage that thing. Let's put that onto your website. Let's put that onto social media channels, and again, onto right here on our monthly newsletter. Now, the last thing that you do, that you add into a monthly newsletter, are cross-sell items, right? These are things like gutters, siding, windows, doors, solar, all those kinds of things. Anything that you sell, you should be putting in your newsletter, because it is that opportunity to get that cross-sell. It's highly possible that if they called you about a roof, they don't even know that you do gutters, or that you do siding, or windows, or doors, or solar, or whatever else that you do on your exterior services. Okay. So make sure that you're cross-selling at every opportunity. Again, we're leading with value, but we're still selling in the end. Okay. Now, why do we do this? Why do we do a monthly newsletter? In my opinion, you've got to do this to stay in front of your existing customers. Again, you're nurturing them long term, but none of the roofing companies that I've ever interviewed, and I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of roofing companies, none of them do a monthly newsletter. Not a single one. It's a lot of work. However, it pays off in the end, because it keeps you top of mind to resell back to that customer. Okay. Last thing, and I didn't put this on here, right? But the last thing that needs to go in your newsletter is your information about your referral program. You have a referral program, right? Hopefully you do. If you're following the 4R roofing marketing system, you have a referral program in place. This is where you let people know about it, right here. Okay. If they send you a referral, you're going to give them a $200 gift card to your local favorite restaurant that everyone loves. Okay. All right. So let's talk about some best practices. It's important to do these 3 types of campaigns, right? The first 2 are automated. This one right here for the monthly newsletter is not automated. This is something that you're sending out on a regular basis. Okay. So those 3 things are super, super important. Okay. So let's talk about best practices. 1, keep it simple, right? We've talked about that. If you get too fancy with it, it's just going to turn people off. Okay. Number 2, personalize communications. Make sure, you're using the variables in where you need to on each one of these campaigns. Okay. To keep it personalized to that person. Educate, don't just sell, right? I've explained that as well, right? We want to lead with value. Engage across multiple channels. Now, what does that mean? Well, if they came to you via Facebook, right? Make sure that you're getting their email address to get them into the newsletter, right? Make sure that you can actually contact them in multiple ways. Okay. Make sure that if they come to your website, then your retargeting ads are following them around everywhere, right? Because to make you that omnipresent roofer. Okay. Set a consistent cadence. Now, this is super important for newsletters for sure, right? You've got to do it every single month. You've got to do it the same time every single month, right? There's a reason that your favorite TV show, we watch Modern Family, here in this household quite a bit. So Modern Family comes out on a specific night at a specific time every single week, right? There's a reason that NBC does that, okay? And the reason for that is that people get tuned to that. They understand that, and I'm going to use Friends way back in the day, right? Friends comes on at 7 p.m. every Thursday night. Okay. That's the prime time. Seinfeld was right after that, 7:30, right? So I was more of a Seinfeld guy than a Friends guy, really. So I liked watching Seinfeld. So I made sure that I tuned in at 7:30 every single week. Okay. If I could. Set that consistent cadence. That's hard to say. Respond promptly, right? If someone actually responds back to you, get back with them as fast as you can, right? It doesn't matter. Don't sit there and say, I'm going to wait till tomorrow to respond back. Again, if you do that, they're going to be long gone and they won't call you back. Okay. You've got to call them now 16 times before they finally say, I already went with somebody else. Next one, test and optimize. These campaigns are just the beginning points. Make sure that you test these, make sure that you're constantly optimizing these things. That's what marketing is all about, right? It's constantly evolving, constantly optimizing everything. Once you've optimized everything, go back to the first one and test that one and test something else out. Okay. Try to see if you can get to higher conversion rates. Okay. And that's something that we didn't really talk about here, but conversion rate from a cold lead to a sale, for the most part, from what we see, is anywhere between 10 and 25%. If you're answering your phones, if you've got lead nurture campaigns in place, if you've got a monthly newsletter, if you've got all of these things in place, that's 10 to 25%. What if you get it so good, right, by testing and optimizing those campaigns? What if you get it so good that you're converting at 50% because they're getting to know, like, and trust you a lot faster, and you become the choice versus a choice? That's really where you want to be. So continually optimize these campaigns. All right. So now what? We have a few steps for you to take away. Woohoo. Yeah. I have a few steps for you to take right now. Number 1, set up your CRM. Okay. Choose one, whether it's AccuLinks, Job Nimbus, Service Titan, or the Appointment Machine. Pick one and go with that. Get it tested out, get it set up, get all of your people, your sales people, your customer service people. Everybody should have access to that CRM. Number 2, set up lead nurture campaigns. Those are the 2 campaigns that we talked about, right? First one is the missed call text back campaign, and the second one is the know, like, and trust campaign. Number 3, send monthly newsletters. Send them. Just do it, commit to it, and do it every single month. Okay. Make sure that they go out at the beginning of the month or the end of the month, middle of the month, whichever one, right? Determine what your cadence is going to be and stick to it. Okay. And send those things out. You should be creating educational content anyways. So you might as well leverage that to your email list. That's it. Those 3 steps. All right. So since you stayed here till the end, who wants a copy of this? Who wants a copy of that? Okay. The Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers. If you don't have that in your hands, you need it in your hands. Use this QR code. me. Use the QR code or go to go.roofingsites.com. Okay. If you're listening to this on the podcast, go to go.roofingsites.com and I'm going to send you a free copy. Okay. You'll be able to download the PDF version of that for free. And you can read through all 336 pages and learn exactly how we do this for every single one of our clients and get them leads and sales by getting their marketing right. There's a lot of information in there. There's a lot of stuff to do. However, just do it. Just go to go.roofingsites.com to get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Digital Marketing for Roofers. All right. So any recommendations for someone who doesn't have experience setting up one of these CRMs? Absolutely. Most of them will help you get set up, right? Their onboarding processes, their onboarding staff will help you get set up. I know that AccuLinks, Job Nimbus do that. Service Titan does as well. Appointment Machine is ours. So we set every single one of our clients up in that, and get them to where they understand how to do that. Or by the way, you can just hire us, right? You can just go to roofingsites.com and you can hire an awesome staff that knows exactly how to do all this marketing stuff. Okay. We're in and out, 40 minutes, less than an hour. Whoop. Thank you so much for showing up to this workshop, how to pre-position buyers for sales with lead nurturing. Be sure to stay tuned for all sorts of really great content. You can go to our YouTube channel to view this. We're going to get it up there as soon as we possibly can. You can listen to us on our podcast, Roofer Growth Hacks. You can go to our website at roofingsites.com, to look around at all the great information that we have on that website. You can go to go.roofingsites.com to download the book. We have a lot of ways for you to consume this information and to help you get more leads and sales by getting your digital marketing right. All right. That's all that I have today. Well, y'all have a wonderful weekend and we will see y'all at the next workshop. Bye, y'all.